Hi, I'm Christy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm here to chat about the 2023 new releases that are still on my TBR. So I mentioned recently that I've been having fun at just doing kind of these more chatty videos where I have like a topic or things to chat about, talk about. I did one for like the series I'm still in the middle of, still need to read and catch up on. I did one chatting about all of the like best of 2023 releases according to like Goodreads, Amazon, and readers. And I thought this one would be fun as well, just to kind of keep track of for myself all the new releases that came out in 2023 that I still want to get to. So if you have a topic or anything like bookish related you want me to chat about sometime, let me know in the comments and maybe I will do that. So I'm pretty good at staying up on new releases. I always make those a priority, whether through ARC reads or just like catching books on their release date. I like to get to them. I like to stay caught up on favorite authors and check out the new ones when I can. I definitely make those a priority every month. So these are just the ones I've like slipped by or that I haven't gotten to that I still need to. Definitely let me know in the comments if some of these that I talk about that you think I definitely need to get to before the year's up, or if some of these you're like, pass, like you're not gonna like that, Christy. So let me know. So first up was an April release and it's Unforgettable by Willow Astor. This is book 1 in her Landmark Mountain series, which I want to get to this entire series. So you're going to see all 3 of them featured on here. This is a small town romance series from her and I definitely want to get to it. All right, in May, there are 2 releases that I still want to get to. So the first one is Charlie, Love, and Cliches by Ella Mays. I have loved this author's book, or the book that I read from her like years ago. And then she made a comeback and had a new release this year. It was in May. I want to get to it still. So let me know. I've heard good things. Then also in May was A Ship of Bones and Teeth by Karina Halley. I still do want to get to this one. This one was basically like Pirates of the Caribbean meets The Little Mermaid. So we have pirates, we have mermaids, we have fantasy, we have magic. I'm excited to still get to it. I did hear some good things about it. I think people said it was maybe a little too long, but they did enjoy it. So I do want to still get to it. Then in June was Someday by Willow Astor. Again, this is book 2 in that Landmark Mountain series. So do still want to get to it. Small town. Let me know if you think I'm going to like that series. In July, there were 2 releases that I still need to get to. So first up is Say Yes to the Princess by Charis Michaels. This is a historical romance. It is a first in a new series by this author. I've enjoyed her historical romances in the past. They're kind of like just like fun, almost rom-com style of like little romps. So I'm excited to still get to this one. I think I'm waiting for the audiobook out from Libby possibly, is why I haven't gotten to it yet. Also in July was Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I really want to get to this one. I've read all of this author's books and this one I've heard great things about. I did hear it's more like low angst though, and just kind of like a quieter, sweeter romance. I believe it's like surprise pregnancy as well. Accidental pregnancy maybe, or maybe she's pregnant with somebody else's baby. I can't remember the logistics of it all, but I have heard great things. I know so many friends that did love this one, so I still want to get to it. I just haven't started it yet because like I have to be in the mood sometimes for like those lower angst reads, but yeah, I definitely want to get to it. And then in August, we have 3 releases that I need to get to. So the first one was Hideaway Heart by Melanie Harlow. This is the second book in her Cherry Tree Harbor series. This is a small town romance series. It's the current one she's writing in. I didn't really love book 1, so I didn't like make book 2 a priority, and I didn't hear the greatest things. Like I heard it was fun, but not like amazing or wonderful. So I'll probably still get to it. I think I have the audio out for this one actually. I just need to get to it. I'll probably catch up because I know book 3 comes out in the end of November, so I will plan to get to book 2 before that. I usually love Melanie Harlow's books. This new series just hasn't been a favorite for me, but they're still like fun. Then also in August was Tall, Duke, and Scandalous by Amy Rose Bennett. This is book 3 in her Byronic Book Club series. This is a historical romance. I loved book 1, which was Up All Night with a Good Duke. Book 2 was Curled Up with an Earl. I thought that one was just okay. So book 3, I wasn't like in a super big rush or hurry to get to it. Again, I think I'm waiting on the audiobook one for this one through Libby. So Libby kind of dictates my reading as well sometimes when I'm like waiting for the audios to come in. So I think that's the case with this one. I still do want to get to it though, because I've had good luck with this author in the past. Again, this green, this historical cover. Can't wait to get to it. Also in August was Caught Stealing by C. Ricky. So Iced Out by this author was one of my favorite reads of the year. Loved that so much. Hockey, Enemies to Lovers. And then Caught Stealing is book 2 in this same series. This is again. I think that's all this author writes, which I love her romances. I believe in this one we have a baseball hero and possibly hockey hero. Is it baseball and football? I know one of them is baseball for sure. Can't wait to get to it either way. I think it's baseball and football now that I'm thinking about it more. Definitely want to get to it. I know the audio actually comes out for this one in November, so maybe that'll push me to get to it. We shall see. All right, and then in September, there are 3 releases that I still want to get to. So first up is The Fall of Bradley Reed by Morgan Elizabeth. I really enjoyed this author's book, 'Tis the Season for Revenge, last year. This is another book in the same Season of Revenge series, so I cannot wait to get to it. I've heard great things by friends who've been reading it lately. Then a fantasy romance on here, there was Fall of Ruin and Wrath by JLA, Jennifer L. Armentrout. I was really excited for this one. I think it's a new start to a new series from her, but then I had some friends read it and they didn't like super love it. Like they thought it was okay. So it kind of made me like put it on a back burner. So I do still want to get to it. Might not be in 2023, but maybe in 2024. All right, and then the last one from September was Her Wicked Rogue by Scarlett Scott. I absolutely love this indie historical romance author so much. This is actually the third book in her Rogues Guild series. So I read the other two books earlier this summer. Book one is one of my favorite reads from her of all time. So I definitely want to get to it. I think this one has to do with more like royals, which isn't always my favorite thing to read in historicals. So that's kind of why I put it off a bit. But I do still want to get to it before the year's up because she does have another new series she's starting that's kind of like a spin-off of this one. So I need to get caught up ASAP. Then on October, there are 5 that I still want to get to. So first up is The Problem with Dating by Brittany C. Cherry. Love Brittany C. Cherry, and I definitely want to get to this one. I haven't heard really anything about this one. I don't know if I have any friends who have read it or not. So I need to check it out, need to get to it. It just isn't a priority because like October was jam-packed with new releases, and this one just sadly kind of got pushed to the wayside for me. Definitely do want to get to it still though. Then there was also Grimstone by Sophie Lark. This is her newest. I think it's like darker gothic academia, possibly. Maybe not the academia, but I think it's like more gothic vibes. Maybe not so dark. I don't even know what this is about. Okay, I have no idea. I do want to get to it though, regardless. I really love Sophie Lark's writing. And if it has more of a gothic vibe, I am totally here for that. Love the cover. I want to get to it soon. I have a couple historicals. So we have The Duke Starts a Scandal by Sophie Jordan. I believe this is the first book in a new series from her. This author has been kind of hit and miss for me in the past, so I didn't make it a super priority, but I do have the Libby hold for it. It just finally came through. So I'm gonna get to it this month and I will let you know how it is. Then the next historical is A Not So Distant Love by Heidi Kimball. So I read this author's previous book in this series, A Heart in the Highlands, earlier this summer and absolutely loved it so much. These are closed door romances and they're historicals. I want to get to this new one. Again, it kind of came out like right before or right when I was at Love in Vegas, the book signing. It also came out during October when like all the new releases were coming out. So I do still want to get to it. It's on my TBR. Then the last one for October was Big Nick Energy by Morgan Elizabeth. Again, this is part of her Season of Revenge series. This one was supposed to be a novella, and then all of a sudden it came out and it was like a 300-page book. So I do want to get to it. I've heard good things. I know it exists in her Season of Revenge series, and I believe it's one of the characters that we met in 'Tis the Season for Revenge. So I really want to get to it, especially around the holidays. I'm probably going to get to it this month or in December. And for November, there are a few on here as well. We are in the middle of November, but I have been keeping up with most of them, so I only have a couple here. So first up is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. This is the first book in her new, is it Lakefront Billionaires series? Something like that. I am going to start that one soon. I have the audiobook out and I have heard great things. I know friends love this one, so I'm excited to get to it. Also, the beginning of November was Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Robert. This one, I had no idea it was even coming out until the publisher sent me a copy and I was like, ooh, what is this? So I want to get to it. I believe it's like fantasy, witches, mermaids, pirates, all of those things. It kind of sounds like a fun time, so I want to check it out. Let me know if you've read this one. And then a new one that just came out, which I need to just start it already, is Never Met a Duke Like You by Amelie Howard. This is her newest historical romance. This one is a Clueless or Emma kind of reimagining, retelling, or vibes of that. Love both of those, so I need to get to this one. I really have a good time with Amelie's historical romances, so I am excited for this one. All right, so those are all the new releases for 2023 that I haven't gotten to yet, but that are still on my TBR for me to get to. This is kind of my own little video reference for me to look back on and remember which ones I said I wanted to get to still. Like I said, though, definitely let me know in the comments if you've read any of these and you're like, don't waste your time and don't read it. Or if you're like, Christy, read that before the end of the year. It's so good. Let me know all the things. Let me know if there's other like chatty things you want me to do videos on, or if you have any books on your TBR that you still want to get to from this year of new releases. Let me know all the things. If you haven't done so yet, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, and I'll see you in my next one.